Baruch Hashem, I don't have this. I don't usually have too many Zoom calls. Fine. Okay, we're in the middle of the sugya Bala Shar Naki. Right, we're on Mem Beis Amud Aleph, 5 lines down. All right, so again we saw.
Everybody, did you see the thing going around on the 5-town central thing? There was a loose bull in Newark, New Jersey. You're learning about Shar. There was a bull running on the path tracks.
On the train tracks, is Gewaldic.
That's so?
Yeah, they had to shut down between Newark and Penn Station. Yeah.
How did that happen?
I don't know. That I don't know how, but it was just, you see a 1,000-pound bull with its horns running on the tracks.
By the way, those were massive horns. You saw those horns on that
thing? That was Mamish from the Gemara. That was the
I was going to say, it's so pushed in Yana de Yuma. It's so pushed in Yana de Yuma. It's not going to happen for another 7.5 years.
That's right, exactly.
Is that why they posted it, or they stopped?
No, it happened. It was happening today. It is a new story.
It didn't only make the Yiddish news, it made the New York Post also.
That's what I was wondering, if that was the interesting. So is it a Tamar Muad or irresponsible?
I don't think anybody wanted to check.
I'm sure there's going to be some rabbi sermon about it on Shabbos. Okay, Tanya Yiduk, yeah? So again, we're talking about Bala Shar Naki. So the pasuk, if the Olam needs a refresher, so the pasuk says by Shar Tam, right? It says, "Chayiga sharas ish ayas isha, v'meis sakal yisakal ashar." So the shar gets skila. It's talking about a Shar Tam. V'lo yachal es b'sarei. Ubal hashar naki, and the Bal hashar is naki. Right. So what does that mean? Bal hashar naki. The Bal hashar is clean, meaning he is exempt. So we're having all these different opinions what Bal hashar naki was. Yesterday we said Shita's Rebbe Eliezer. That's what we left off with yesterday. That Rebbe Eliezer's Shita was there's no such thing as chatzi koifer. Right. That's what Rebbe Eliezer held. Right. Now we're on to the second opinion. Tanya Idach. Now we learned another brisa. Yeah, 5 lines down. Then Beis Amud Aleph. Tanya Idach. Bala Shar Naki. It says the Bala Shar Naki. Rabbi Yosef Glili Omer Naki mi Demei Vladas. He's Naki from Demei Vladas. What's Demei Vladas? You have 2 men that are fighting, and then one man hits the other man with the intention to kill. We're going to see later that's with the intention to kill. And then a pregnant woman got stuck in the middle of this, and they hit her, and she miscarried. Right? So the question is do you have to pay or do you not have to pay? So it's saying here that if a shar tam gores a woman, right, and then she miscarries, he does not have to pay her demei v'lodas. Right? Yeah. So I'm a Rabbi Kiva. So Rabbi Kiva said, "Do you not so on nashim?" Right? What we just referred to, the pasuk says, when men are fighting, and they push a pregnant woman, it says on nashim v'lo shvarim. It says when men do it, they have to pay, not shvarim. So why would you think that you need a pasuk to tell you that a short time is potter from paying for the woman's miscarriage? So the Gemara says, "Shapa Kamma Rabbi Kiva." Rabbi Kiva has a good taina. Why do you need a pasuk Bala Shar Naki? The pasuk says anoshim and not shvarim. Amarav Ula Breder Avidi. Again, we have Rav Ula. Amarav Ula Breder Avidi. It's now you need it. Sagadai techamina anoshim v'lo shvarim hadaimen lanoshim. Because you would have thought that when it says men, it means men and not shvarim that are similar to men. What does that mean? Ma anoshim muadim ashvarim muadim. Because a man is always a muad, right? Other muad lo'ila. And then you have a shar muad, hatam, meaning you would learn the pasuk as follows: 2 men and one are fighting. One man hits the woman, she miscarries, so then the man has to pay. And anything the equivalent of a man does not have to pay, which is what? A shar muad. But a shar tam would have to pay, right? Hatam mechayiv. you would think a tam would pay. Kasarachmana balashon noki the potter. So the pasuk comes to tell you balashon noki that you potter. Right. So again, the havamina would be that a short tam pays for the mevladus for the miscarriage, and a shor muad doesn't. Comes along the pasuk to tell you that she doesn't have to pay. So the kasha amarava yitziva ba'arav the yor b'shmei shmaya. Right. The yitziva, the regular person is in the air, and the being, the being from outer space is in the Shemayim. Meaning, this is a phrase for you got it backwards. You're saying here that you would have thought that a short tam is more common than a short muad, right? Now, why would you think that short muad is more common? So why would you have that havamina? You would think that it says anoshim and not shvarim that are doime to anoshim and not oxen that are similar to men. So you would think just like men are muad, so to shvarim are muad, the kavachimer l'tam in the petiri, and then of course a kavachimer that a tam would be potter. Right, so Hadar Kosev Rahmana Balashon Noki to tell you Tam Potter Muad Chayiv. So that a Tam is Potter and a Muad Taka is Chayiv. So meaning we're switching out the Gemara. We're thinking when it says Anoshim V'lo Shvarim Kadoim Lanoshim, right? So it means that men who are similar to men that are similar to Shvarim that are similar to men, right? That would be a Muad, and that would be Potter. But not a tam. A tam would be potter, but not a muad. So comes Balashon Noki to tell you that everybody's potter. So why don't we say the same limud by busha, by embarrassment, right? Because there, what's the pasuk by busha again? Right, so that's talking about the case where two men are fighting, and then the woman comes and grabs him in his private parts, right? So that's a busha. So from there we learn that humans are chayiv in busha, animals are not chayiv in busha. So it's the same thing on noshim. It says when men are fighting, and not when oxen that are similar to men are fighting. Just like men are muads, right? Or the muad la'ilam, so the shvarim are also muads. And a kavachayim to a short time, that's potter. Other kasarachona balashon noki tam potter umuad chayim. So right, we're saying that the balashor noki comes to tell you that the tam is potter muad chayim. And if you say that that's true, meaning you don't have the pasuk by busha, you have the pasuk to pater them by the shor. You don't have it by busha. Right? If you say balashon noki, so then Rabbi Yossi Aglili should say potter from the Mei Blodas and Baishas. Right? Meaning, why Rabbi Yossi Aglili stop by what do you call it? By Mei Blodas? Why didn't he also say that a short tam is potter from busha? If you're talking going to hold that a muad is chayiv in busha, so what about a tam? So Elom Rabaya V'Rava Tamri Tavayu Anoshim Ein Osim Be'isha Yanshu. And when it says Anoshim, right? Because Ein Osim Be'isha Yanshu. If a woman does not die, then they get punished. Right? Again, we're going to get into Kamma B'Durami. Right? If they kill the woman, and then the woman miscarries, so since they killed the woman, they have their chayiv misa, so therefore they don't have to pay for the fetus. Right? This is one of the rayas. This is one of the rayas about abortion. Right? Because why don't they say that they killed that the fetus is a human? Right? So clearly they're holding that a fetus is not a human. But that's parenthetical. But But the pasuk is saying that if they didn't kill the woman, then they're gonna get punished because there's no kamle b'dramina. Yesh asan be'isha, but if they did kill the woman, lo yanshu, then they're not going to get punished, meaning a financial punishment, because kamle b'dramina. V'lo shvarim, I forgot the yesh asan yanshu, not shvarim, because even though they killed, they still get punished, meaning there's no kamle b'dramina on animals, right? So hadar kasav rachmana bala sharnaki. So bala sharnaki is coming to tell you that they're potter. Right? Meaning, even if a shar goes and gores a woman and causes a miscarriage, he is going to be potter. So then, is the whole thing of kamli b'deramine tali in death? The kavana talimos, it's all tali in kavana. So we need a little bit of akdami here. There's a machlokes in Sanhedrin? What patters from somebody from the kamle b'deramine, meaning when they have to be chayiv misa, does it mean that they have to be that they're chayiv misa even if they didn't intend to kill the person, right, or not? Meaning it's a machlokes. Who's the machlokes? Reb Shimon and the Rabbanan, I think. Yeah, meaning the schaben lara gezeh v'hara gezeh. If a guy has kavanah to kill this person and he ends up killing this person, he's potter from misa, and he's chayiv and mammon, right? Or tanat vechizkiya, right? Tanat vechizkiya. Meaning, if a guy kills one person, he has kavanah to kill one person, and he kills another person, he's potter from misa. Mela, since he's potter from misa, he's chayiv and mammon because there's no kamlu d'ramina. Right, but Tanat Vechizkiya says there's no difference between Meschavin and Meschavin from Mammon. Right. Anyway, so clearly Rav Ada Bar Ava is going like Rav Shimon, and he's saying, why are you differentiating between whether the woman died or not? It should be tali in the kavana. Did they intend to kill or not? If they intended to kill, so then they're going to be chayiv. What do you say?
How do you differentiate between kavana and other mu'ud la'ilam?
No, because Adamud La'ilam, I think, is dependent on damages. Misa is between Adam Lamaka, right? Adamud La'ilam.
I don't know. It's Adam Lamakum. He shot a guy in the head. Was it been Adam Lamakum?
Because there's two things.
The guy gave him a contract, $5,000. Shoot this guy in the head. So, what's that have to do with Ben Adam Lamakum?
What?
What's that have to do with Ben Adam Lamakum?
No, because besides that you did damage to somebody, Hashem is Mechayiv you Misa. The same way if you Mechal Shabbos. You Mechal Shabbos, and you're going to get punished, right?
Yeah.
But that has nothing to do with damaging somebody. Right?
But if he's mu'ud la'ilam, what is mu'ud la'ilam?
Mu'ud la'ilam means that we never say he's an einis, a shaygig, and all that. He's always responsible.
So how's the case? He wanted to kill Fred and he killed George. So how does that work? If he's mu'ud, then he should be chayiv.
Not necessarily misa. He's chayiv to
Nobody
pay.
got misa anyway. So no.
We're talking about theoretically. Theoretically, he's chayiv misa. Theoretically, I'm sorry. He's chayiv to pay for the damages, but the damages are going to be dependent on whether he's chayiv misa to the Rabbeinu Shalom, if he's chayiv misa. Meaning, look at it this way. What is a guy whose family gets killed? He gets killed, and his family comes to court and says, "Okay, we want the guy to pay damages," and they say, "Sorry, you're getting no damages because we got to kill the guy because he's chayiv misa." The family says, "Why don't you just put him in jail and let us get some money out of it?" Sorry, no. They don't get any money out of it because kamle b'deramine, right? Meaning, one, it's in that situation, it's their loss. It's a family's loss, right? As strange as that sounds, in some situations they would just want the family would just want the guy to be dead anyways. right?
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's what it's saying. Meaning, if you have kavana, that's the machlokes. If you have kavana to kill one person, you end up killing another person, right? Is there a chi of misa, right? According to Reb Shimon, if you had in mind to kill one person, you killed another person, you are not chayiv misa, right? So Mamela, since you're not chayiv misa, you're chayiv to pay the damages, right? And the Vatana Dori Chitzkiya says not like that. So basically, again, going back to go back one line, Maskala Rada Barava, Atu Ba'asin Talia Milsa. It has nothing to do with whether they killed the Kavana Talia Milsa. It's totally in the Kavana, meaning did they have Kavana to kill this woman or not? So Elor Maravada Barava Anoshim Kinis Tavnu Zelazeh Avagav Sheyesh Osam Be'isha Yanchu. If the men had Kavana to kill each other, right? So then even if the woman dies, Yanshu, they're going to get punished because again, we're going with the kavana. Right? But when they have kavana to actually kill the woman, they're not going to have to pay because they're what their intention happened. Their intention happened, they end up killing the woman. Meaning, if they were trying to kill each other and they killed the woman, right? So then they're going to get punished. They're going to get punished money-wise because they're potter from killing the woman because they didn't intend to kill the woman. But if they had kavanah to kill the woman, then they're not going to get punished financially because they're getting punished. I don't know if it's spiritually, whatever it is. They're going to get killed. Below shvarim and not shvarim. Shvarim, there's no such thing as killing the Ravine. So even if they have kavanah, they get punished. So because Rahmana Bala Sharnaki the Petiri. So the pasuk says Bala Sharnaki that they're potter. Right, so that's Rav Ada Bar Ava's take. He came with the Brisa, Kavasei Rav Ada Bar Ava, like Rav Ada Bar Ava. Okay, so that's the second way of learning. So the second way of learning Bala Sharnaki is that if a shor gores a pregnant woman and she miscarries, a shor tam is going to be potter on that. Okay, third one. Tani Yidof Bala Sharnaki. Yeah.
Isn't this technically the fourth one? The first one was that it's Asr Bahana.
The first one, yeah.
The first way of learning it was Asr Bahana.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the extracurricular Bala Sharnakis. That was more along the Pasha, the lines of the Chumash. These are the ones that are not in the Pasha, the lines of the Chumash. Right? Yeah. Anyways. Tani Yidof Bala Sharnaki, Rikiva Noki Midmei Eved. It's Noki Midmei Eved. Meaning an Eved, normally, if you kill an Eved, you have to pay 30 slime, right? So to the boss. So if a shor tam kills a Eved, you don't have to pay. That's what Bala Sharnaki comes to tell you. On Tamid Beis, the name of Rabbi Kiva Lenafshe. So that's Rabbi Kiva's pshat. Now Rabbi Kiva, remember, asked Akasha to Rabbi Eliezer on his pshat. And Rabbi Eliezer's pshat was Bala Sharnaki is telling you if it was unintentional. And then Rabbi Kiva went and asked him, well, what are you paying that you don't pay koifer, right? That's what Rabbi Eliezer was saying. You don't pay chatzi koifer. And we asked on him, right? So we asked on him, well, what are you paying the chatzi koifer from if a shor tam only gets paid out of whatever the shor is worth, and if it's going to be killed, it's worth nothing, right? So then, why don't we ask on Rabbi Kiva the same kasha? Right? You only pay damages from the guf of the shor. So bring the shor to Bezdin and it'll pay. But they're not going to be able to bring the shor to Bezdin because the shor gets killed by Bezdin. So the shor is really worthless. So why would you ever think that you're going to pay the 30 slime of the Eved? There's nothing to pay him from. So I'm going to show about Rav Yitzchak, Kishakodam Baila Ushchatoy. Talking about where the owners came and shechted the animal before, meaning they realized that they were in trouble, again, another smart guy owners, and they realized they were in trouble, so they went and they quickly shechted it. Mao, the same with l'shtalimine. So you would have to the 30 slime for the evet from the whatever the body, whatever the meat in the skin is worth. Kamash Malon, Haylu Barkatalu is telling us that since this shor is meant to be killed, Avagav the Shachte, Leila Shtalamine, even though they shechted it, still you don't pay the evet from it. So we're asking Nami. So if that's the case, so why don't Rebbe Eliezer say the same thing, right? That when again Rebbe Eliezer is talking about not paying chatzi kofer. So why don't you also say the same thing with Bishakon with Shabda? Hachanami, it's true. The Savar, but Rebbe Kiva thought Dilma is like time achrina the adif mehai. Rebbe Kiva thought that I know he has this teretz, but I'm going to ask him this kasha anyways because maybe he has a better teretz than my teretz. Then so then if a name Elaine, he would tell it to him. He would tell it to Rebbe Kiva. So the Gemara says, "But Rebbe Eliezer nami lishni lei shekadam b'shachtim." So then Rebbe Eliezer should also say, why didn't Rebbe Eliezer himself say it's talking about where the guy went and shechted? Again, the Shakotari was that Rebbe Eliezer is saying that you don't pay chatzi kofer. That's what Balashonok is coming to tell you. And then Rebbe Kiva asked, I mean, well, why would you think that you need a pasuk to tell you you're not paying if the shor is going to get killed, so it's worthless? So a shor tam doesn't pay, right? Doesn't pay from there. So why couldn't he answer? Well, the chiddush is that even if the guy jumps and shechts it, you still don't pay chatzi kofer. Right? So how come Rebbe Eliezer didn't answer that? So Amalach. Excuse me. Hold on sorry. So Amalach. They were talking about where he killed the behema, and I mean, he had kavana to kill a behema, and he killed a person, right? But the shar la barkatalu who klal in that situation, the shar is not meant to get killed. He's never meant to kill a human. The sagad, I mean, nechayev, because you would have thought that he should be at least chayev chatzi kofer. That's why I need the pasuk to exclude it. But here, the meikara barkatalu over here, when his intention was to kill a human the whole time. The karakatala hava loitzara kra hava gav the shafte. You don't need a pasuk to tell it to you, even though it was shechted, because it's pashut that since he was meant to be killed, the shor, even if he shechted it first, it's out. And according to Rebbe Kiva, this is also the same thing, right? Why would you think that you should pay the money to the Eved for the Eved? Hi Milsa, Bibi the Gabra Rabba Shmili. I heard this from a great man, Umanu Rav Yossi Rav Chanina, and it's Rav Yossi Rav Chanina. Because I would have thought, if you remember going back, it's only 10 blot ago, but it seems like it was a lifetime ago. That even though Rebbe Kiva says that a tam that destroyed a person, that damaged a person, mishalim the extra nezik shalom. So that case was if you have a tam fighting, if you have two animals fighting each other, and each one damages each other. So how does it work? How does it work with the extras? Right? Yeah, so basically, if one, what was the case we said there? If one damaged 100 and the other did 150, so he gets obviously he gets the difference. Right? That's if they're both muad. But if they're tam, right? Then you only pay chatzi nezek. Yeah. So that's if it's a man, if it's an animal to an animal. What happens if it's an animal to a person? So then there, Rebbe Kiva says that the tam, even if it's a tam, has to pay the full damage. Right? So that's what is going on. So Rebbe Kiva, af tam shechava ba'adam mishalim b'maiser nezek shalem, even a tam who who hurts a person, he pays with the leftover nezek shalem, mishtalim nami, the may have the ma'aliyah. You see, we would think, okay, since he pays nezek shalem, so then memela, he also has to pay nezek. He also has to pay from the aliyah, meaning he has to pay. Meaning, even though the eved is the shor is worth nothing because he's going to die, but maybe he has to pay min aliyah, right? Because the muad has to pay min aliyah. So maybe since he killed a person, so he's going to have aliyah. Aliyah means from the worth. So because Rahmana bala sharnaki, so the Torah says bala sharnaki. Tell you that he's potter. So Rav Zera doesn't like it. Some of the Rav Zera, Rav Asi, Rabbi Kiva already broke this, right? He already broke this did the Tanya Rekiva Yachal Yishalem and Aliyah, because Rabbi Kiva himself said, "Oh, so you would think since I'm telling you that when the tam damages a person, he'd have to pay nezek shalem, so you would think he has to pay an Aliyah. Tam alaymer k'mishmar hazeh yasaloi, like this judgment does to him. Megufay mishalem and Aliyah, he pays megufay and he doesn't pay from an Aliyah." Right, so you see that Rabbi Kiva himself, even though he makes the short time pay nezek shalem, he only pays from the aliyah. He does not pay. He doesn't. I mean, he doesn't pay from aliyah. So if he's not paying from aliyah, why should he pay for the eved? So Lama Rabba Itzrich sagt that the Kamina Hoyle Mirni the eved Yosemi ben Chayrin. Since you would have thought that since we're more chomer with an eved than by a ben Chayrin, why should ben Chayrin Yafa Sela nice and Sela by if somebody who's free? If he's worth a sela, you pay him a sela. Shloishim, if he's worth 30, nice and shloishim. The Eved, yafa sela, nice and shloishim. But an Eved, even if he's only worth a sela, you still have to pay 30. So Mishtalim Nami, the May Eved min aliyah, so you should also pay the May Eved from aliyah. Because Ramana Bal Hashar Naki. So the Torah says, Bal Hashar Naki. Right? So basically, he's saying, you would have thought that an Eved, who you pay 30 sloim, regardless of what he's worth, so that's a big chumrah. So then maybe a short time should pay it also. So Kamashma and Balashar Noki that tells you you don't. Fine, Tani Kava say the Rava Balashar Noki, Rabbi Kiva Omer Noki mit the May Eved. He says it's Noki from the May Eved, and he doesn't have to pay the 30. Since we know that a shor is chayav for an Eved, and he's also chayav for a ben chayrin. Mash kishachayav ben chayrin chalakta by ben tam lemuad when he kills a ben chayrin, a regular person, we differentiate between a tam and muad. Av kishachayav be'eved nechlek by ben tam lemuad. We also differentiate between tam and muad. V'ayid kal v'chaymer, and then another kal v'chaymer. V'ma ben chayrin should nice and kol shavyav by ben chayrin, right? We pay all his worth. And but chalakta by ben tam lemuad, meaning when you have a shor, so you have to pay a shor that gores a ben chayrin, a muad, right? So then you have to pay koifer. Then chalakta by ben tam lemuad. So eved shein and us in shloishim. So an eved you only pay 30, and it should nachlik by ben tam lemuad. So then sorry, ein adin should nachlik by ben tam lemuad, right? So then we say no. But that's not true because machmirni be'eved yosef ben chayrin. It's not true that a ben chayrin is more chomer than eved because ben eved is more chomer than ben chayrin. Why should ben chayrin you have a seller nice and seller? If he's worth a seller, you give a seller shloishim nice and shloishim, and if he's worth 30, you give 30. The eved you have a seller nice and shloishim. If he's worth a seller, you give 30. Yachal yechayev. So you chayav tamaler balashar noki midmei eved. You're noki midmei eved. So basically, after this whole long run around, this is another brisa that proves Rabbi Kiva. That proves Rabbi Kiva holds that the chiddush is balashar noki tells you that you do not pay the 30 sela to the eved. Okay, now the Gemara goes off a little bit of a different opinion. So Tana Rabbanim. We're going to go till the 2 dots and next number, so try and get a little bit done, even though tomorrow's daf is not short. But okay, we'll see how far we go. The Tanur Rabbanim, Behemis ish or isha. It says that a muad kills a man or a woman. Yeah, Omer Rabbi Kiva, what's it telling you, man or a woman? If it's to be mechayev a woman like a man, harek fanamar ki yigach shor is ish oyes isha. When if a man gores if a shor gores a man or a woman, right? So it can't be that it's coming to tell you that you're chayev if your shor gores a woman. It's coming to compare a woman to a man. Ma ish nizak of the yarshin, the yarshav, just like a man. Whatever damages happen, get paid, go to his inheritors. Isha nizakeli yashem, so to an isha, her damages go to her yarshin. So when I ask lo yaris lo bal, so basically what we're saying is that maybe the husband doesn't yashin, meaning only the kids yashin the mother, not the husband. Normally, a woman dies, the husband yashins her. Here it's mashma that the kids yashin her. So the husband doesn't yashin her. Tanya on the first wide line. The Yarish Isa, he says, and he inherits her. Mikan Shabal Yarish Ishtai. Rabbi Kiva. So you see that Rabbi Kiva himself says that a husband yashins his wife. So Amar Rish Lakish, Loi Amar Ella B'Koifer. It's by Koifer, right? Meaning, if she gets killed, so you got to pay Koifer by a muad. So their Koifer payment does not go to the husband. It goes, that's specifically by Koifer, goes to the woman's kids. Hoyel, since it gets paid after she's already dead. Bava Roy. All it is Roy. And a Baal does not take inheritance of things that are Roy. He takes only from Muksik. So let's just understand what Roy and Muksik is. You have different types. You have basically the way I understand it, at least the simple way to understand it, is that there's liquid assets and there's, what's the other way to say it? Frozen assets? I don't know, frozen. It's not really frozen assets here, but basically, Roy means it's ready, it's cash. Again, it doesn't have to be cash. It has to be in his accounts, right? That's what Roy is. Muksuk is, yeah, you have some people that owe you money, and you have, you're coming into money, etc., right? So a husband, and we're going to see in the Amid Aleph, same with a Bechor. A Bechor gets Pishnayim, gets double, right? A Bechor only gets double from what's Muksik. He does not get what's Roy, meaning if the Bechor's father has accounts payables that are coming in, the Bechor doesn't get double from that. Bechor only gets double from the liquid assets that are in his account right then and there. So that's what the Gemara is saying here, that a husband also only yarshins his wife in liquid assets, right? Fine. So Kaifer is considered and money that comes after her death. So that's considered Roy. So therefore, the husband doesn't collect it. My timer. Right? So how come Kaifer, we only decide on Kaifer after the person dies? So you see that the pasuk says first they had to die, then they do Kaifer. Meaning, as opposed to, let's say, the shor gores the woman, and the woman is on life, life support. So, and everybody says she's not waking up again. So maybe put the kaifer on her now, and like this, she'll collect the money now, and then the husband can yashin her. So the pasuk's telling you, no, it's only after she dies. That's when we do the kaifer. And if it's only after she dies, therefore it's right. It's not muksuk, and therefore the husband doesn't yashin her. Okay, so Gemara says, and Nizakin, did Rabbi Kiva not say by Nizakin? But Tani will learn the he could say Isha. If somebody hit a woman and the fetus came out, nice and nezek tsar Isha, he gives nezek and tsar to the woman. He has to pay the nezek and tsar to the woman with may vladus labal. But the money of the fetus goes to the husband, right? That's another one of the interesting dinim, right? The fetus is considered his, right? You damage the woman and miscarries, and you got to pay the money to the husband, right? Ain't about nice and liyarshav. So if the husband's not, if the ain't a baal, there's no baal nice and liyarshav. You give it to the yarshav. Ain't a isha and they send us liyashav. If the woman is not alive, right? Then he gives it to the yarshav. I'm sorry, I read it wrong. Ain't ha isha. Let's go back again. Ain't ha baal. I'm sorry. The last word on the second to last line. Ain't ha baal. If there's no baal. And nice and liyarsha, they give it. It goes to the husband's yarshin. Ain ha'isha. If there's no woman, meaning if she died, then niceness liyarsha. It goes to her yarshin, not to her husband.
What goes to the husband? The vlad? To the woman?
The mevlad. The mevlad.
So she dies, it goes to her yarshim, and if she's alive, it goes to the husband.
Correct. Yeah, that's it. Yes.
No, if she's alive, it goes to her.
No, the Dmei Vladus?
Not the Dmei Vladus. The Dmei Vladus goes to him. And
Right.
if he's dead, it goes to his Yarshim.
No, Ein Habal, right? We're talking about the Dmei Vladus now. The Dmei Vladus, if he's alive, she's alive, the money goes to the husband, right? Yeah, if the husband is not alive, it goes to his Yarshim. Meaning she's alive. If she's alive, the husband gets it. If he's not alive, it goes to his Yarshim. I told you, parents, it's weird. It's weird. It's very hard for our brains to understand this, right? She's carrying a baby. She has a miscarriage, and the husband's collecting on it, right?
I mean, it's mashma like today. If somebody wanted to have an abortion, it would have to be the husband's choice.
Yes, yeah, l'chayra. That's 100%. It's the blood doesn't belong to the woman; it belongs to the husband.
Yeah, but even according to halacha, it's only by Eden where the yichus goes after the father. By goyim, it goes after the mother, because the father's.
I don't know what's the goyim.
Zirmasusum zirmasum.
Right. True.
So we all up to the mother by goyim.
Yeah.
But there's only when they're married, because it says lashon baal. Those would be person who's honest or whatever. You know, these days we have it's so lacking in marriages anyway. You know.
Right.
There is no marriage by Gaim.
Well, that's a different question, right? That's a.
All right, so parents don't marry a chick. So.
I'm saying, Rahman, you just said by Gaim they're not married, therefore it's not. But what's Gaim? I do, I don't. That has nothing, no ramifications for that. As far as I know, halacha.
It's one of the shiva mitzvahs b'nei noach is Arias. So what tell me they can't be over Arias? So what's the Eishes Ish by Goyim then?
Whatever they decide is an ishus, which is marriage. The goyish marriage is only not considered a marriage concerning a yid being over ishus ish. Because to a goy, it's a marriage. La halacha.
Yeah. Anyways, look, but that's not the sugi here. Is that what's going on with the Yerusha with the husband? So if the husband's alive, he gets the money from the fetus. If he's not alive, but she's alive, then his yarshim get it. Bottom line, Eina Isha. I mean, it's the bottom line, and we're on the bottom line. Eina Isha. That's what we're saying now. Eina Isha. If she's not alive, right? Yeah. Then Noisenes Li Yarsheha. Her yarshim get it.
Why? Why would his yarshim get it?
But that's exactly what we're saying. It's depends on who. If she's not alive, it's considered like it's. I don't know exactly how to explain it. Right?
It's the Nezek and Tsar. It's really to the same thing as the first line. If you say the Nezek and Tsar she gets and the Mevladas he gets, then what's a Negeya that she gets it if Yad Ishik Yad Baal? So if she dies, it goes to her Yarshim. That's just pointing out the same thing.
No, yeah, once when I know what Gershon's saying. Gershon, yeah, you're right. If you look at the Rashi, Nezek Tsar, the Gemara switches in the middle here. First, it's talking about the Mevladis. Then, when it's Ein Ha'isha,
It switches.
her kid, yes, the Nezek and the Tsar that's supposed to go to her,
Go to her kids.
Go to
what
her
about the
kids.
Demei Vlad if she's not alive?
What?
What about the Demei Vlad if she's not alive?
The Demei Vlad.
If
No, it
she's
still
not-
goes to the husband. I made a
husband
mistake.
goes
I
to-
made a mistake. Yes, the
Okay.
Demei Vlad goes to the Nezek and Tsar goes to her Yosh. Yeah, it's a confusing daf tonight, no question about it. Haisa, hopefully the Or of Torah, the Or of Hanukkah will give us a little bit of light here. Haisa Shifkov in the Shtachara.
So if she was still, if we just back up a couple words, so she was still alive, the maid Vladas goes to him,
Correct.
but she still gets a tsar,
She gets
tsar
a-
Nezek.
Yes.
So only now we're talking about only her, she's not around, so that amount that she would have got goes to her Yorshin. He still
Correct, yeah.
gets the maid Vlad.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Then the next case is Haisa Shivcha in the Shtachara. If she was a Shivcha and she was freed and she was pregnant with a fetus from another slave, and meaning they were both freed. Yeah, Antom at Aleph now. Or she was a Giyaris and her husband was a Ger. Right? And then Rashi says they both died. So then Zocha. Then who gets the money? The guy damaging gets the money because there's nobody to pay it to because it's all hefker. Right? But whatever it is, you see that there's Yerusha, right? Meaning if the wife dies, then her husband doesn't get it. Right? If her wife dies, if the wife dies before collecting the damages, right? So even though they were chayiv to the wife, but according to Rabbi Kiva, you don't get it. So bottom line is the husband yashining or not yashining? So Rabba, the Grusha, Rabba says that's talking about when she's divorced. Right? So when she's divorced, the other husband doesn't get the damages. Right? Theoretically, if they would have been married, then of course you would get it. The Grusha, we're talking about a Grusha. So the Gemara says, Amri, what are you going to say? Grusha Nami, typically with the Mevlada. So then, if they're divorced, so then they should also she should also split the Mevladas, right? Which gets a new wrinkle onto it now, because if they're divorced, now the Vlad, at least according to this Gemara now, does not seem to belong to him. Now they split it. Basically, a Vlad is looked like an asset. Right, fetus is looked like an asset. So once they get divorced, meaning once they're married, all assets go to the husband. Once they get divorced, they have to split the assets. So why doesn't it say that? Because the Torah gives the Demei Vladas to the Baal afilu ba'alei b'znus. Even if he's mezana with a lady, a guy's mezana with a lady, right? So then, and then she becomes pregnant, the fetus still belongs to the husband. Right? Meaning he's the father and that's it.
What do you mean? To the husband or
Who's
to
the
the
father? What do you mean the father?
right? The Ashes Ish we're talking about, no?
The father, the biological father.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, the biological father. Even look at the second Taisus. Look at the second Taisus down Peretz. It's a little longer than our normal statute of limitations on the Taisus, but it's
the second thesis is 4 lines.
yeah, I'm saying, but that's Peretz.
usually
We're
2
5.
lines.
Usually 4 words we allow. 4 words.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize.
Yeah.
We'll make an exception over here because it's it's a nice topic.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
You all look at we'll read the Taisus and you really see a nice topic. You're showing
Thank you, parrots.
Baal imai, Baal achaise. If a guy sleeps with his mother or his sister, yochal afu bal harayan. So you think, okay, he gets to keep the baby too. This manovel, yeah. Tamalar Baal, oise sharoy likros Baal. Only if he would potentially be able to be a husband, then he gets to keep the fetus. Yotzu elu sheinam ruyim likros Baal. He cannot ever be considered the husband of his mother or the husband of his sister. So Taisus is bringing Yerushalmi that there's a little knetch in this. When a man is mazana and he fathers a child, he gets to keep it. But that's only if he had the potential to actually be a husband. If he did not have the potential to be a husband, then he does not keep it's a mamzer anyway. So right? So I don't know. My
So
time.
where's notice from?
What?
Where's Taisus notice
Oh
from?
no, Baal, from the word Baal. He's dashing the
Baal.
word Baal. He's dashing the word Baal. It has to be Roy Leah's Baal.
Well, he's just quoting Yerushalmi though.
He's quoting Yisham.
We keep it Yerushalmi. Yeah.
Yeah. My timer, what's the pasuk? Amar Kra Kasher Yoshis Allah Baal Ha'isha. The way it gets evaluated on, the way we put it onto him, the Baal Ha'isha, right? Because he's the Baal of the Isha. We're learning is means boil. You're right, Rabban, right? So here the Gemara is darshaning Baal as boil, and the Yerushalmi it's darshaning Baal as Baal, right? Okay. So then the Gemara asks Akasha, why doesn't Rabbah say it's talking about?
So kind of Matan Torah, this would not apply this Gemara.
Why?
Because they married. They married. I don't know who they married, but when they got the Torah and I've seen it, they were crying a lot. That's what the writing says.
Because they couldn't write, because they couldn't stay married, you say. Oh, so then Gemara says different thing. But why do we have to say it's someone where they were divorced? Why don't we say that they collected money? Well, Rav Nachman go karka, and according to Rav Nachman, who holds it has to be karka, so it's someone where they collected karka. Dama Rabba, gavu karka, yeshloi, gavu mois einloi. If he collects karka, right, then he gets. Gavu mois einloi. But if he collected money, then he doesn't get it, right? I mean, because money is considered like Roy. For Rav Nachman Amar, gavu mois yeshloi, gavu karka einloi. If he collects money, yes. If he collects karka, no. So whatever it is, the Gemara is asking, why don't you just say, according to Rabbah and Rav Nachman, just be mataritz it's somewhere where the money was already collected? So Gemara answers, Amri hani milu b'nei marava libe the Rabbanon. That's according to the people from Eretz Yisrael, according to Rabbanon. Ki kamri hacha. When we said it here is Karebi. We're going according to Rebbe, who says that any time that this chayvus, that's considered chayvus are considered, how do you call it? Muhsik. Meaning accounts billable, accounts payable is considered as if she actually has the money and her husband's going to yashin her. Meaning the Gemara was asking, why don't you just say that it's somewhere where they collected money? And so maybe it's considered as if it's muhsik. So we're saying that it's not, it's right. It's still, it's a machlokes thing, the Bnei Eretz Yisrael and the Bnei Bava, what's considered muhsik or not.
I think you meant accounts receivable.
That's right. Did I say payable? I'm just trying to sound.
Receivable.
I sound like I'm saying, right?
I got something in the bank, and then I got the Yenim owes me a lot of
Right.
money, but you know.
You know why? Because I'm always on the accounts payable side. I'm still waiting to be on the accounts receivable side. Yeah. Okay. It's later and it's a hard daf, so we'll stop over here. Hopefully we'll be able to finish tomorrow, or at least hopefully most of the daf tomorrow.